Netflix is home to some incredible anime. Devilman Crybaby, Great Pretender, and Squid Game. I was scrolling through the anime section the other day looking for something to watch, when something caught my eye. I decided to give it a watch for the fun of it, and boy was it not fun. But being the dirty little masochist that I am, I decided to make a video out of it, and endure 3 more terrible Netflix original anime. Kumaster of an Insect Cage was released in 2020, and currently sits at a 6.44 on my anime list, which puts it on par with just about every isekai on the market. With no idea what I was going into, and after googling what a Kumaster is and cracking open a cold one, I pressed play. It got stuck loading at 25%. Time to make an outfit change. That's better. A third of the population has been turned into giant insects due to a deadly disease. People that have metamorphosized are called Kagasters. Think of it as Attack on Titan, but instead of titans, it's bugs. Attack on Bug. The opening goes hard as f***. We're then introduced to our cliche edgy MC, Kiddo, and his best friend Jin. The pair are searching for treasures in the desert, when a jeep comes speeding past them. Oh shit, bugs. Kiddo and Jin try escaping from the flying insects until a giant dragonfly tries snatching someone out of the car in front. Kiddo whips out his shotgun and blasts away. After a failed attempt of trying to explode the bug with a gas canister, Kiddo mounts it and stabs its neck, before shooting the fresh wound, putting an end to his enemy. Our main character is an exterminator, so this isn't his first rodeo. The two then venture off to find the car they were tailing crashed up ahead. Inside the car, they find a man, bloodied and on his last few breaths, clutching his daughter. As his dying wish, he asks Kiddo to look after his daughter. He agrees. Kiddo picks her up and takes her away from her now deceased father, and she tries running back to him. Kiddo then smacks the shit out of her. Very sick. Skip forward a bit, and they're heading to the main city. I know this is supposed to be sad, but she just looks so goofy. They arrive in the city, Kiddo kills another bug, and they head to the bar where we're introduced to... What the f*** is that? Later that night, Illy steps out of the bar to find Kiddo flailing about like a schizo. As anyone would after witnessing that, she runs away. The rest of the episode shows us her short-lived journey, which of course results in her being found by our hero. I thought I could look past the CGI for this one. Honestly, it looks a lot better than some other 3D animated anime, but holy shit, it's so choppy, and it just looks so goofy. The story is pretty generic so far. Disease turns people into monsters. Main character is a hero that exterminates said monsters to protect a girl. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 10 because it's not complete garbage, and I feel like a lot of its downsides could be fixed by not being CGI. Before we move on, 95.7% of you aren't subscribed. I'll give you 5 seconds. Thank you. The next anime on the list is Janjito Maniac, Japanese Tales of the Macabre. Don't flame me for this, but I've never actually read anything written by Janjito. I generally find horror to be pretty boring. Funny thing is, I've actually watched this with my mum before, but we were both wasted so I can't remember any of it. Time to crack open another cold one and give it another go. I swear I'm not an alcoholic. Firstly, the opening is amazing. The music, the visuals, chef's kiss. We're introduced to a family seemingly more inbred than the Whitakers. Kazuya, Hikizuri, Shigeru, Narumi, Hitoshi, and Misuko. I definitely butchered at least one of those names. Kazuya, the breadwinner of the family, is out working hard when he bumps into paranormal enthusiast Sachio and invites her to his mansion, promising her a good spiritual photograph. Sachio agrees, and Beefy Bert generously gives her a tour, showing her each of the different graves scattered around the house. Later on, the family is having dinner, when Misuko starts crying her eyes out after reminiscing about her dead mother. After Hitoshi's attempt to calm her down, she claws into his face like a rabid cat. She may be the most annoying character in any anime I've ever seen. I understand she's supposed to add to the weirdness of the story, but her constant screaming across half the fucking episode is ear-piercing, and made it really hard to watch. Anyway, Hikizuri and Shigeru start arguing after she falsely accuses him of saying she looks manly like their father. He's not wrong. Kazuya then steps in and flames the shit out of Shigeru. After Shigeru eventually runs off in tears, and this whiny little prick has fallen asleep, Kazuya proposes a crazy idea. He wants to have a seance to summon their parents from the dead. They invite the girl from earlier, and the seance begins. Shigeru, who is acting as the medium for the summoning, starts grunting and his eyes roll back. Then he vomits out a sludgy substance, and what do you know? He's possessed by their father. The father then starts shit-talking Kazuya, causing him to run away like a little bitch. But as it turns out, Shigeru was just pretending to be possessed, to get revenge on his brother for his lashing earlier. I'm gonna stop there. Although you're not missing out on much, I urge you to go and finish it, and let me know what you think, because I'm confused. From my understanding, Janjito is one of, if not the best, horror mangaka out there, and he creates some of the most eerie manga to exist. But this feels like some Scooby-Doo level horror. The art style is absolutely fine, but the story is just so boring. I was constantly waiting for a crazy twist, but it just never came. I'm sure this is just a case of a bad adaptation, or maybe even just a bad first episode, but I definitely won't be watching any more of it. 2 out of 10. The next anime we'll be looking at is Yasake. Yasake aired in April 2021, and has the lowest MyAnimeList score so far of 5.75. I generally avoid watching anything under a 6, so my hopes aren't the highest. Yasake follows the true story of Yasake, the first and only black samurai to exist. Yasake was a black man from Africa who came to Japan in the 1500s with Christian missionaries. A powerful Japanese leader named Oda met him and was so impressed by Yasake that he made him a samurai, the only known black samurai in history. Yasake fought in battles with Oda. When Oda was attacked and died, Yasake tried to help but was captured. Instead of being killed, he was sent back to the missionaries. No one knows what happened to him after that, but people still talk about him today as a legendary warrior. Sounds cool, right? But wouldn't you say it needs more shape-shifting bears and robots? Back to the anime, Yasake is chilling at a bar drinking sake when a young wannabe samurai barges in and starts attacking him, causing a ruckus. Yasake one-taps him. Later on, after witnessing a man getting robbed, the young boy, Ichiro, gets scared and runs back to his home. There, he chats with his poorly sister, telling her of today's adventure. He then lends her his sword, but after equipping the sword, his sister emits a blue glow, and the sword breaks in half. His mum walks into the house after seeing the blue light, but none of them seem to care that much. After a discussion about his sister's condition, Ichiro proposes that they ask Yasake to guide them to a doctor that lives far away, so they can heal her. Yasake initially refuses because it's too dangerous, but one flashback later, and he's come to his senses. Yasake, the mum, and her daughter then head off to search for the doctor. The trio are sailing peacefully down the river towards their target when they get surrounded by the only other black man in Japan, the world's tallest girl with the world's most punchable face, a stripper, and a fucking robot. I don't remember this being in the original. A fight suddenly breaks out as the group is determined to try and steal the daughter, and the tall one turns into a bear. Of course she does. After a rather cinematic fight scene, the daughter then releases a powerful ray of magic, pushing everyone away, and the episode ends. Who thought this would be a good idea? I would have quite liked to watch a historically accurate anime about Yasake. Why did they have to ruin it with magic? Visually, thanks to Mappa being behind the production, the show is stunning. It almost reminds me of Dororo. I just can't get over how dumb this shit is. 3.5 out of 10. My brain is turning to mush at this point, but it's time for the last one. Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac. This anime is a remake of the beloved original of the same name from 1986. The main difference, you ask? Now it's CGI, and they gender swapped one of the main characters. Classic Netflix. This shit looks like Coco Melon. Seiya is fast asleep, whilst his sister is emitting a blue glow. Do all sisters just glow blue while we're not looking or something? Then, the FBI barges into the room and are about to take his sister. But luckily, a golden knight crashes into the building, saving them both. A helicopter then starts attacking the three, but Golden Dude is bulletproof, so he shields them. But Seiya's brain-dead sister sticks her massive forehead out and gets herself shot. The golden guy then strikes the helicopter with lightning and kidnaps Dumbo. Skip forward however many years and Seiya is now a teenager. PewDiePie and his gang beat him up, and I lose my will to live. He counteracts with magic, making the area around him shake and knocking down the bullies.
Maybe I'm crazy, or maybe I have a head injury.
You and me both, kiddo. As it turns out, the blonde guy was recording Seiya's magic crash out, and uploaded it for the internet to see. This leads to him being kidnapped by this guy, Kiddo, and tortured with the world's most boring backstory about the existence of knights. As it turns out, Seiya has Cosmo inside him, so he must train to be a knight and help guide the goddess to victory. Sure. The FBI strikes once again, and Vanda, Kiddo's old friend and current enemy, makes an appearance, threatening to kill his granddaughter if he doesn't give him some golden armor. Seiya and Sienna are being escorted to a helicopter by the enemy, when Kiddo's butler jumps out of the helicopter and beats the bad guys up. Now flying over a forest, Sienna tries convincing Seiya to jump out of the helicopter. Sienna and her butler then drive off the helicopter on a motorbike, and Seiya follows suit. After a successful landing, he then learns how to control his magic, because why not I guess, and shoots down an enemy helicopter. The episode ends with Sienna and Mr. Butler riding away, ditching Seiya in their dust. In classic shonen fashion, the first episode is pretty uneventful, but I've seen enough to say I don't like it. I'd argue the CGI is even worse than Kagusta. Everyone looks like they're made out of butter. You'd be stupid to watch this over the original. 2.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, let me know what you think about the anime mentioned below, and make sure to subscribe. I'm gonna go drink a gallon of whiskey. See ya.